Good evening and welcome to the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships, coming to you live from Nissan Arena on the Queensland Suns Facebook page is where you should be joining us, and if you're not, you're on the wrong page. My name's Matthew Plomley, alongside me is Timmy O'Rourke. Timmy, what a game we have ahead of us in this South Australia versus Victoria Open men's game.
Look, mate, you've definitely got the, mate, probably one of the best teams going around at the moment in the country. Victoria up against a very fast South Australia team. So, mate, look, it's going to be a great game. Looking forward to a tight contest. And, yeah, we'll see how we go from there.
And see how we go indeed. Look, we've got a couple of great sponsors that have been supporting us. Have a look at their messages now, and we'll be back shortly.
So when I was growing up, obviously loved footy. All my brothers played footy. I've got 5 brothers. They all played sport growing up, and we had a little club called Kelmsford Junior Football Club. Played down there all through my juniors. I got my sense of belonging, I guess, and made my friendships. I just love those memories of playing there. Got me where I am today, so it's it's good to look back on that. Yeah, obviously the Fair Play Vouchers is a great initiative. It allows any kids to play sport, gives the opportunity for them to go down to their local club, get that sense of belonging. Obviously there's a lot of kids in different circumstances out there in the community, so this gives the opportunity for any kid to go out and play, which is fantastic.
Thank you to those wonderful sponsors for those messages of support. We wouldn't be here without such sponsors. This is the Men's Open Division. It's round 4 here, the Australian Men's Mixed Netball Championships between Southern Dragons and Victoria. Teams are starting to step out on court, so we'll give you the starting lineup. Southern Dragons in goal shooter, we've got Matthew Fowler. In goal attack, Ben Clark. Wing attack, the young fella Ailing Davis. In centre, Dion Giaretto. Wing defence is Travis Wood. Goal defence, Caleb Barnden. And in goalkeeper is the long-leaning Nate Wood. On their bench is Tom Cross, Corey Hasgard, Saxon Hay, Aaron Sykes, and the man in the boot over there is Sam Foster. We wish him well from his injury. For Victoria's starting lineup, goal shooter Cameron Allen, goal attack Tom Hardwick, wing attack Jake Noonan, in centre is Jaden Cowling, in wing defence Ronan Pring, goal defence Jake Hedricks, and goalkeeper Alistair Puncham. On the bench, Josh Byron, Adam Franz, Liam Kiley, Riley Richardson and Brodie Roberts. The Dragons are coached by Brian Lyons, assisted by Darren Soul. And Victoria, Jared Murphy is the coach, assisted by Jade Heinrich, with South Australia starting off centre pass with the ball. Looking through Fowler there, the tall blonde Fowler gets a good start for them. And as we see Victoria come firing out through the speedy Hardwick. Just managing to hold off beautifully there was Giaretto. Cowling not able to find space, getting the turnover early. Turning inside, quick feet and hands there, Davis and Giaretto. Clark does not want the long shot, but they are looking in post. Managing to get the turnover. Great hands there, Al Punchin.
Well, definitely a fast start here by both teams. Again, but, South Australia need to make sure they convert the turnovers when they come, especially against a, Victorian team that's got, three Kelpies currently sitting on the bench.
What a luxury to have.
Absolutely.
As a side with depth. And Tom Hardwick did spend some time with that fast 5 side for Australia as well. Wonderful to see him getting his first goal. 1 goal apiece. Long ball in from Davis. Beautifully done. We're seeing that just going with the centre pass so far for both sides. Victoria want to consolidate here through Noonan.
Yeah, great ball in there to Allen. Allen holding position there nicely.
Just being patient here, Dragons.
They played the other night, the last one against Queensland, played real patient netball. You know, Nathaniel Wood came out, took some really good intercepts, but, you know, couldn't quite convert that, send the intercepts when it came. Great tip there. Oh, excellent. Oh, nearly. Oh, what a play there. Geez, about 4 or 5 hands on that for South Australia. Excellent movement there in the end.
Oh, Nate Wood with the behind the back, but then there was backed up by 2, 3 other teammates. What a turnover.
Couldn't quite get the names out fast enough there to get them all mentioned.
Oh, there is no way we get those names out, but here's the opportunity. They'll be looking straight in after the early miss there from Fowler. Not likely to miss. Oh, jinxed that one.
No, you definitely put that knocker on him, didn't you?
Yeah,
probably just needed to slow himself down a bit there, Fowler. Had time, but probably a bit of a rushed play. Sort of needed to make sure he sort of set his feet, put the ball in the hoop. Simple game netball for him. Geez, that's a good pass there from Shane Cowley.
Yes, showing that simple aspect there. Jay Cowley into Cameron Allen. Keep it simple. You can often get the goal through. Nice and patient. Former Australian 23 and under player, been in the open division now for a few years, Jaden Cowling. Also spent a lot of time in the goal circle, but now starting to find the mid-court his own. And look at the hard work from the defensive end here. Unable to get around the unconventional Cameron Allen. 3 goals in a row to the VICs as South Australia with the set and pass. Barely 4 minutes gone in this first quarter. Able to get out of the way quick enough was Al Punchin, but what a finish there. Fowler does not make a mistake after the couple earlier. South Australia currently clogging up space in the line early, forcing Victoria wide. They do manage to thread that needle to the top of the circle.
Good pass. Good look, sort of half gave a pass, but then saw Allen was open. Fed that ball in really easily there. South Australia centre pass here with 5-3. Just 4 minutes gone in this first quarter.
Davis making a lot of big moves, but unable to find space for the ball currently. Does find circle edge now. Not quite where Clark wanted it. Kicks it around. Big high ball. Able to get it over the Kelpie in. Al Punch and Matthew Fowler is a fair target there for the Dragons, scoring his 4th.
Oh, just a fair. Oh, nearly taking the umpires out there. Goal defence for South Australia.
Yeah, Caleb Barnden been in this side now for a while. Slippery ball though. That's a crucial error. Just not concentrating for a moment there, Tom Hardwick. Hopefully he's able to get it back. But South Australia will have something to say about that. Patiently working it through. Not wanting to force anything from off the circle. Clearly a message from Coach Brian Lyons. And Jake Hedricks just beautifully managed to almost bat it to himself, causing the contact there from Davis. Ooh, and just a slight miscommunication there between Noonan and Cowling. All the traffic was in the one spot. Just needed someone to clear. But managed to get it back with the poor pass in. And Cowling just waits for an open, doesn't want to force it over the tall jumping.
Oh.
Nate Wood, that's what he's known for, being able to get up super high. Incredible elevation, incredible arms. The man has 6-foot legs and uses every bit of them.
Good patient play there from South Australia, bringing that ball down the court. I only took 3 passes essentially from the centre third to the goal third, and they brought it back even. 6 minutes gone here in this first quarter, currently 5-all.
And South Australia have really been building across the last few years, applying a bit more pressure. Last year's games between these two sides were absolutely incredible. Interesting footwork, manages to get perhaps away with it there to score, but it was an absolute battle between these sides. And South Australia are determined. Huge contact effort there, but I love the intensity there from Wood. Going, I'm not going to give you an easy shot. Just follows in the arm, no malice though. Hardwick needs to sink just a little bit short, but managed to rim in for his second of the quarter, still with centre pass. Just been patient back through the Dragons. They just got to be careful with this cross-court little lateral balls without the vision. Victorians are known for attacking the line of the ball. Terrific take there from Ben Clark. It was a good contest from Hendricks. Does draw the contact. Not wanting the shot though. Still hasn't put up a shot, Ben Clark, as we're nearly halfway through this quarter. All the score for South Australia through Matthew Fowler.
Oh, high ball there. Just couldn't quite bring it in there, Alan, for Victoria. Oh.
Perhaps a little nudge helping him on his way, Jaden Cowling. But there was no way the umpire was going to be able to see it with what was going on around it. And just getting a little bit messy from both sides here, midway through this first quarter. Trying for that little jump effort.
SA 2-goal lead here, and with centre pass now. Really important they capitalise on this with a bit of scoreboard pressure. She's going 3 goals up with about 7 minutes left to go. Put some real pressure on Jared Murphy, the coach of the VIC of the Victorian team here.
And just behind players, giving a couple of messages to shooter Cam Allen about maybe some of the positioning and ripping it in. Mid-range one here, doesn't want it again. Fowler now. That little loop. I'm not convinced by that style of shot, how long that's maintainable. It's likely to start falling a little bit short. Tough angle, but great take there, Allen. Wood was in perfect front position. Managed to get one back, Vic. It's SA 9, Victoria 7. 6 minutes to go in this first quarter. Still plenty of men's open action as Ben Clark does put up his first shot, does not miss. It's good to see him putting one up. You need a little bit of that confidence partway through the quarter. Goal attacks need to up shots, even with a tall goaler. Giaretto's just getting sucked in a little bit here, trying to body a bit too much, using a bit too much of the arm on a couple in a row. And unfortunately for him, it's been seen. Nate Wood just checking was the arm. And Hardwick puts up his third.
I noticed with Hardwick in that fast 5 competition, real good within that probably in that 3 foot range of the hoop. You know, also doesn't mind going that long bomb when it was on as well. I know with that, when in that fast 5, when that sort of power time when they get to shoot some twos, was very good from range as well.
And it's terrific to have players shoot from range, even when you've got some of these tall players in defence. Just puts a bit more of a threat in. Quick 1-2 effort, a bit too much on it for Cowling, unable to just kind of loop it in under the arm. That would have been a great turnover finish there for Victoria, but South Australia wanting to extend this lead. Wood with a slightly off-foot take and then curious landing again.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the footwork, it just looks a bit awkward.
Hardwick and Noonan have been building on some really good defensive pressure, even though they're both attacking players. But again, it's important these players, you know, even though the ball can't just get there, and of course with our punch in there in defence, you know, these players need to make sure they're working both ends of the court.
And I really like that from Jake Hendricks then, despite the follow-up then from beautiful little bump out. Jaden Cowling's got to contest that a bit harder for it, not just waiting for a call. There was a nudge, but it's not enough at open men's level. But I was saying about how I liked how Jake Hendricks just held it up for a moment, didn't force the ball over, where they'd had a couple of those longer ones in a row. Turnover now has been called. Dion Giaretto. Perhaps, no, just the offside call coming up the court. Managing to get circle edges Noonan. You've got to be careful with these sort of contacts and offsides now with the new rules as well.
Yeah.
That it isn't considered, because it'll be brought in straight in the circle. There's another one for Tom Hardwick, bringing Victoria up to 9 with centre pass. We can say it's essentially back on centre pass. 10 goals to 9. Cowling and Hardwick, they play domestic together. in the M League competition in Victoria, and you can see that connection starting to come together as Victoria peg back 3 in a row. Ronan Pring, sorry. I know a Ronan Noonan who I used to play with. There's some habit for you. But Ronan Pring, fantastic little hands. We haven't had much to say about him so far. Nothing wrong, but there was a good one.
Very animated bench there from Victoria. Brodie Roberts and Riley Richardson really celebrating that fantastic attacking effort there from Noonan, Hardwick and Alum as well.
And must say, Brodie Roberts, despite being a genuine superstar of the, well, netball in general, let alone the men's game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is one of the best people on the bench in support of his teammates, and you can see him up and about again, cheering on that play. Loves some quality netball. And this is what South Australia now want, some more quality netball from them. A little bit stuck up forward. You can see a bit of a press setup going on. But it manages to find Clark for that good mid-range one, off balance. It draws the obstruction penalty on Punchin. Little Bork goes in, his second.
2 minutes left to go now in this first quarter between Victoria and South Australia. Naywell with the interception there. Need to convert this turnover here, South Australia, put some scoreboard pressure on there.
And the pressure is coming from both teams. There's a lot of defensive efforts, a lot of continuation. Just being called for the obstruction over Jaden Cowlin in the centre. A little bit of reprieve for South Australia, and that's a risky move as an attacker. Yes, you got the obstruction there, Barnden, but you're likely to force yourself a held ball. Giorgetto doing a lot of work out front, feeds Fowler beautifully as he gets his 10th goal. Not a bad little milestone there, looking to go 3 in a row. Aylin Davis from off the circle, which is a rare one that he hasn't given so far.
Ooh. Geez, tough contact there, from Travis Wood. They got the fence knocking over Jake Hedricks on the floor there. So we're getting the towel out now.
Yeah, not tough contest, but the arm was going for the ball there. You could see the timing of it just created a bit more of a contest. And I'm not sure Hedricks knew he was coming, which probably made him feel a bit worse for wear as well. We are under a minute to go in this first quarter. It is 12 goals apiece as Riley Richardson finishes towel boy duties and clears the goal line. And Team White there just returning the time to play. A little sneak around Hardwick, awkward footwork, realises that and doesn't want to risk the held ball. Nate Wood just getting caught, maybe a little bit short on the jump. I think maybe a slight step in on that one is what did him trouble there. Sharing the shooting duties well are Hardwick and Alum. 7 and 6 apiece. These drives just need to be cleaned up for Victoria. And that's going to be called for the deliberate obstruction, perhaps? Yes. This is one of those rules that has come back in, been able to advance the play. For the deliberate delay. No, it's no talk there. Hardwick not being aware that Alum's up, but Alum rips it in.
10 seconds to go here. South Australia would love to get a little buffer to break this deadlock back to 1 goal before halftime. Geez, long ball in there.
Really tough long ball as well. And does not come off for South Australia. What a first quarter. You know what? We've both been at it all day. Yes. We're going to rest our voices for a moment and join us later after these short messages. welcome back. The 30-second whistle has gone to begin the second quarter here of the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships. This is the Men's Open Division. This is round 4 action between Southern Dragons and Victoria. After a tight first quarter, generally going with centre pass and a little bit South Australia's way until the end. South Australia 12 goals, Victoria 14. Let's see what's going to happen in this big second quarter. No changes from either side by the looks of it. We'll get those to you if we need to. What are your takeaways from that first quarter, Timmy?
Well, I think that, South Australia have held their own against a really, against a very strong Victorian side. But as we were saying just off mic, we've just got to make sure that South Australia really hold that for 4 quarters. You can't do it for a half and think, for a quarter, I think that's it, we're going to win this game, we're going to come close. You've got to do it for 4 quarters. Netball's a 4-quarter game, not a 1-quarter game. Oh, great effort there by Matt Fowler to take that rebound, take the pass in.
And not easy against Al Punchin, doing everything he could to contest. Nate Wood just getting drawn on the cell outside, leaving Cam Allen at home. Terrific little play there, Victoria. Nate Wood would be cursing himself. He does have the closing speed to get back for those.
Looks like Brian Lyons is telling him on the sidelines to just, get up nice and high, 2 hands to the ball. So, well, if I had a vertical jump like he did, I'd be doing the same thing.
If we had a lot of things like Nate Wood's skill, we'd be able to do a lot. But speaking of skill, South Australia beautifully skilled into Matthew Fowler.
I love this kip up. He's loved this kip up at Fat Fast 5. I think about 15 people sent me that when he sprung himself back to. So how good's that guy?
Look, this is what you want to see. Contact just on the outside there, Giaretto. It's been a great little battle between him and Cowling so far. Looking forward to another one this quarter.
Great shot. Excellent shooting there. Tommy Hardwick he's hopefully found that range and keeps it going for the rest of the game, because if he can shoot like that for 3 quarters, keeps a man like Brody Roberts off the court for a bit longer.
And I'm not sure you want to keep that higher an arc on it for the rest of the quarter, though. There can be a bit of wind from these fans come in, but brought down the rain. Here comes South Australia, 2 free in the circle. Expect Clark to put this one up. He gets a little bit off balance again, and we've seen that a couple of times from him. Gets on that left foot off balance for the miss there. But Fowler managed to rip it in. It's great having an asset like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
In Fowler. The angle from Nate Wood was almost perfect. But Cameron Allen able to pull it in. Inches in that, I would say.
Travis Wood called for contact there on the circle and on Cowling.
Allen mid-range, falls short. Nate Wood straight up and down, rips it in, tries to drive it out as well. Wanting someone to help support. Caleb Barton's the option. Still playing down the line. This is tough. Too many down the lines in a row. It's likely to cause a turnover. They bring it back middle. Lynn Davis turns, releases. Nifty little goaler himself, Aylin Davis. Spent some time there in the 23 and under division, and some time certainly in this division for Southern Dragons last year. That's 2 in a row with a chance to even it up here. Southern Dragons wanting a long one. It's not on. A lot of work on out the front. Managed to find an open there.
Unfortunately for Hedrick's getting called for the contact there. I thought he might have had front position there myself, but when you've got a strong holding shooter like Fowler is, brings that ball in hard, it's hard to sort of, get the calls to go your way every time.
And there's a little bit of the arms going, maybe not quite the ball awareness where it needed to be, but there's some ball awareness. Noonan and Alum, years ago, they were part of a premiership side for Victoria in the 23 and under division in these exact same positions. But South Australia, here they come once again. Al Punchin.
Punchin with the intercept there, fantastic effort. Just saw the ball, had a crack, and he's drew the penalty.
And he's just such a wonderful player to watch. I'm sure many of you at home or wherever you're listening from, and Nate Wood on the hands, would agree that Al Punchin just can be such a delight with some of the balls he gets to. where he gets up and about, and the loveliest bloke going around as well. But Nate Wood similarly on the other end, managing to show why he's one of the absolute up-and-comers in the defensive end. Coming from offside there, Wood manages to keep it in. Ish. Victoria not happy. South Australia finds circle edge. The open is there. And they are punished for a little bit of sloppiness there, Victoria, after the turnover. Still going with centre pass though.
18 all now. 5 minutes gone in this second quarter now.
And team wide is certainly letting some good contesting go. That's Amanda McLaughlin and Rachel Thomas on either side of the court. Thank you to them. They also give up their time to be here, all our umpires, so we do thank them. And thank you also to our emergency there, reserve umpire Karen Hargraves. Team White do it really tough all week as well, make no mistake. Clean change in the middle with Riley Richardson coming on into centre. Maybe just to inject something slightly different in there as Fowler gets another one. Just probably sitting a little bit too loose on Ben Clark. He's doing a bit too much ball work, bit of pressure through him, bit of struggle. As I say that is, Josh Byron has stepped onto court there as well. So it might take him a minute to just find his rhythm with the contact call against Fowler. And that is absolute normal to see from JB, Josh Byron there. That little step around and underarm little give.
And yeah, when you've got the length that he has, by the time he'd moved, he was basically halfway across. He was basically on the halfway line, considering he started probably in the goal third. So yeah, fantastic effort there from him. Player I've not seen before from someone of his caliber, but you know, obviously going to see a lot now.
Yeah. Doesn't mind to run our goal defence. We're probably more familiar with him in the more recent years as a goalkeeper, but formerly a goal shooter and goal attacker as well. Has represented Australian 23 and unders in that division a number of years ago. But this Australian combination of Byron and Punchin in the defensive end are terrific. And Caleb Barnon wanting to work it down. Beautiful circle edge from Aylin Davis. His connection there with Fowler is unmistakable. We are having a couple of connection issues with Victorian attack line. Just a little bit of miscommunication, but we've seen Brodie Roberts just injected into goal attack. Keeps that leg speed there. Beautiful hold, Fowler. Punchin not able to get around. Through his legs. Al Punchin, and perhaps possession call, managed to hold him just for the right amount of time. A lot of backspace play going on. Needs someone forward. As I say that, the backspace gets used again through a screen. Brodie Roberts gets it right to post for his first.
One thing I've been really excited, Matty, you'll be pleased to know, I've been just really excited to see a Brodie Roberts split.
It is something to behold.
Here it comes. Oh, I thought I was going to get one there for a second.
I think he was very conscious of where the defenders were
yeah.
And not probably doing the flying kick into Nate Wood. He just creates something new every year, Brodie Roberts, with some new play or setup.
Oh, that's a great little offload there. Got his own rebound, flicked around the corner, Allen, finished the goal to put themselves ahead by 1. Still in this here, South Australia, 21-20 they're down. With about 6 minutes 30 left to go in this second quarter.
And there's a lot of pressure being applied by both teams. Miscommunications, people ending up on top of each other both ways. South Australia willing to get circle edge. Fowler unsure of which foot he landed on, went, I hope it's this one. He is absolutely dominating that circle from a South Australian point of view. All of their goals for this quarter. Just needing to clean up some of this offensive game. But it is the pressure that the Dragons are applying. And that's not one of those balls that you need at this point in time. Too much backspace, few in a row. Needs someone to come forward. And they're just talking about it between themselves. Nate Wood ready for the throw-in ball coming on court. Just here's a chance to hold time. Not sure where it came from, possibly caught upstairs.
Yeah, from the ADF Tas men's res game up on court 4. Second time I've seen that happen today where the ball's come from the top court. That's a strange pass to come away from up there to down here.
We are in the sunken lounge room that is show court here at Nissan Arena. And sunk too much. Matthew Fowler unable to pull it in from Ben Clark. The let off there for Victoria after a couple of wayward ones themselves. Byron just looking for an option down. People just running away from the ball at the moment. Not sure you consider it completely a clear. Tough long ball. Riley Richardson pulls it in. Rips it in fact, does Alum. South Australia now, centre pass it is Vic 22, South Australia 21, 5 minutes to go. I think just a breaking call there. We've seen another change for Victoria. Adam Franz comes on, replacing Jake Noonan. Keeping the legs ticking over for the Victorians. Fowler on the goal line, does a quick check to make sure he's not too far down.
Open men's debut this tournament, Adam Franz.
It is indeed, having played previously through our underage program and then in the men's reserves as well, and having a ripper year last year there. And
made me look very silly a number of times last year. Adam Franz played against him in centre once or twice. Just electric on court, works hard. Oh, just kicks it away there, unfortunately. Sort of knew that he caught up there. Unfortunately, Travis Wood.
Yeah, sometimes you just have a bit of a brain moment there, brain fart if you will, and the leg just wants to just release it. You realise you've stuffed up as soon as you've done it. Brodie Roberts with a high shot. You can see this one-on-one pressure's just lifted a bit there between Josh Byron and Ben Clark. Does get the contact though. Beautiful little split, risky split though, because he sat in it for a very long time, seeking his first of the quarter, third for the game. And just being patient, Riley Richardson looking for an option, the lefty there. Oh, Brodie Roberts, a rare slip of the ball. Just played it before he had it, which is not something you often say for him. Trying to get a turnover back though is Richardson. Clark, oh, we know that was going to open as soon as he did the step on. The left foot pressure, and make no mistake this time, doubling his efforts, 2 apiece for each quarter there.
South Australia with centre pass and 1-goal leader. They'd love to be going into half-time with a 2-goal buffer over a strong Victorian side.
Yeah, it could be enough to give them confidence to make a solid third quarter. Riley Richardson straight up. Wood wanting the contact. He played for something, made it look like there was something. Adam Franz saying, I didn't touch him, I don't think. The umpire had something different to say. Ronan Pring on the fly. That doesn't manage to stay onside. This should go over on a swing. Beautiful goal line find there. And just not enough to pull it in from Clark. A lot of hands in the passage of play. Victoria wanting to score. Ronan Pring with a long outlet. There's balls just slipping through a few hands here. Brodie Roberts just saying, my arm may have been hit on that one. That's the reason I dropped it. It wasn't because of the loose ball.
Oh, contact called on the goal defence there for South Australia. Caleb Brandon, unfortunately, just got a... No, hang on, change your mind there.
I think she may have signalled the wrong way initially, and then realised she was actually going the other way. It did look like a push-off there from Riley Richardson. Just a couple in a row, undisciplined. There from Victoria. Jared Murphy will have some words to say about that to the side. As we see the lift from Punchin and JB, smiles on both their faces. It is good to see people enjoying it despite how tight this game is. 2 goals to the South Australians.
Oh, great roll there by Brody Roberts. Just all of a sudden just appeared on the baseline. When you shoot as well as he does with less than a minute to go here.
And he was just saying maybe let it go a little bit earlier, Franz. Franz is normally so solid with his choices as well. Doesn't throw many away in there. Under that minute to go, gets up there, long arms. Riley Richardson throwing himself at it, draws the contact from Giaretto. Then Byron comes flying through the middle. Patient there, needs to get circle edge. Richardson, a little bit of a lateral move. Just got to be careful when you're pushing the ball out like that. Finding Cam Allen does Adam Franz, love to see it.
25 all now, 15 seconds left to go here.
Didn't quite look like it was travelling far enough. Somehow manages to. Forcing the shot, Allen, I'm not quite sure what was going on there. Oh, and Fowler almost sinks it at the other end. And that is half time here in the men's open division. It's round 4 between Southern Dragons and Victoria. It's been quite the battle so far, 25 apiece. We're going to take a little break. We're going to throw to some of our sponsors who are generous enough to support the live stream. We'll be back shortly.
So when I was growing up, obviously loved footy. All my brothers played footy. I've got 5 brothers. They all played sport growing up, and we had a little club called Kelmsford Junior Football Club. Played down there all through my juniors. I got my sense of belonging, I guess, and made my friendships. I just love those memories of playing there. Got me where I am today, so it's yeah, it's good to look back on that. Yeah, obviously the Fair Play Vouchers is a great initiative. It allows any kids to play sport, gives the opportunity for them to go down to their local club, get that sense of belonging. Obviously, there's a lot of kids in different circumstances out there in the community, so this gives the opportunity for any kid to go out and play, which is fantastic.
Let me show you how to get it like me, get it like me, cause the best is what I really might be. Let me show you how to get it. You wanna be like this, you wanna be like this. Want this to last for the rest of our lives. Without you there is no tomorrow.
Good evening. If you're just joining us, welcome back. If you've been watching this coverage of the Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Championships, this is round 4 action in the Men's Open Division. To the left of your screen on the bench, you got Southern Dragons. To the right, you got Victoria, and this is an absolute battle 25 apiece. It's been up and down. It was 2 goals in favour of Victoria at quarter time. It's now even. This is one determined Dragon side. Alongside me, Timmy O'Rourke. What are your takeaways from that first half?
Look, mate, we've said it a couple of times that SA have got to really maintain the pressure for 4 quarters. They've done it for 2. Can't let the foot off the gas now. A couple of turnovers have gone their way. They've brought it back, with a bit of a lead here and there. But again, you can definitely see Brian Lyons bringing the team together. And as we saw, Brodie Roberts, the captain, had all the team together on the court before they went off court to speak to Jared Murphy. And you could definitely see the clear divide of shooters, mid-quarters, defenders. And you clearly had Jake Hedricks, and Josh Byron and Al Punchin all really touching base and kind of going, right, what are we going to do? How are we going to combat this, this really fast South Australian shooting circle?
And that's the thing at this level in particular, men's open division as well as others, is these players can recognise what's going on themselves, and sometimes just a little chat amongst them will make a difference. Look to see what's going to happen in this quarter. We have seen one change for South Australia. I'll get that to you in a moment. For Victoria, we've seen a swap up of Josh Byron in keeper. Al Punchin comes out of goal defence. Jake Noonan returns to the court, this time in the wing defence bib. Another one he spent a bit of time in as Fowler pulls that in. Liam Kiley, a big fella in goal shooter, a menace in the reserves division last year.
Yes. Yep, just caught ball, shot ball last year.
So here we go for South Australia. Mid-range one, just within the short range. Overshoots it, does Ben Clark. Turnover ball, Al Punchin looking deep for it. Brodie Roberts, you can see he wants someone to come forward. He wants a good option. And I think that's been a clear message. Someone's got to come to the ball. There was a lot of behind play. Ooh, Liam Kiley misses the first. He's angry at himself for that one. And beautiful hands there, Roberts, but it's picked up by Giaretto. And a chance now. Once again, South Australia. They're going to work it through the court, and that is Corey Hasgard taking the goal defence bib. Possibly ruining my usual rule of only one redhead player on court at any point in time. But maybe it's one per team. Speaking of them, here is the ginge in Liam Kiley. Love it from him.
I didn't know that was a rule.
They get too fired up. Too many on them. Try and play them on each other if possible to cancel each other out. But I digress. Victoria with the penalty inside the goal third. Long way from home, Corey Hasgard. It has been called for the deliberate delay there. Giaretto just holding up the ball from being released. Does mean, though, that Hasgard is still out of play. Brodie Roberts, little lean in, patient on the shot. 2 in a row for Vic. South Australia with the ball. Really tight wall set up here from the Vics. Halen Davis trying to weave around it. Oh, not even seeing Brodie Roberts' hands, Trav Wood. And I must admit, I didn't see him for a moment there either. Franz just waiting for it to open. Nicely positioned. Oh, curious footwork, Kiley. Did look okay, maybe just a little bit awkward. That's 3 in a row for the Vics with centre pass. Franz just keeping it inside line. Familiar combination, these two. Played M-League in Victoria together and in the men's reserve division last year. That connection is wonderful to watch. All of a sudden, 3 minutes in, Victoria 29, South Australia 25. And maybe that rev up from captain Brodie Roberts was enough.
Like, I think it's one of those things, even you and I were chatting off camera, as soon as you see the captain take the team on the court before going to the sideline, generally it's to give the team a rev and say, guys, we're not doing these things well, we need to fix it somehow, before they get probably another rev from Jared Murphy on the sideline. So something very simple that as the captain, it's really important you take on that responsibility of going, we've spoken about this, we've got a game plan, let's make sure we're sticking to it. As Nate Wood gets up and makes a really good little tip there. But Liam Kiley, solid as a rock. See ball, get ball in hoop.
And see ball, get ball is now what we want to see South Australians do in the side of the circle. Oh, drawing the contact outside. Byron, but it's probably what would have not been a turnover in before it that Al Punchin ripped up. Oh, flying there again, Byron. A little bit flick up there from Fowler.
Would be remiss of me not to make comment, even though you shouldn't be watching their game, but you should be watching our game. Currently, New South Wales leading ACT 31-17 at half-time. But games happened over there a little bit since my contact messaged me the score. But don't switch over to their game. Watch ours instead. Our commentators are better than theirs over there.
And I'm not sure who they've got, but we'll take that. JB getting up there. Oh, possibly had the hand up just before he got lifted on that one as well, I think. Josh Byron. The rest of the lift, I think, was pretty good. Wonderful effort. Despite the obstruction, 31-28, just pegging it back that little bit in the hold there. Brodie Roberts just takes it quickly. Wood just getting caught on the body a little bit here. He hasn't quite worked out where he wants to be on Liam Kiley. I think if he finds those active feet that he is capable of, he can work around there.
This is where we spoke about, South Australia need to make sure they maintain their pressure. It's not about just, making sure you put the goals in, but when a turnover comes, capitalise on it. Put the ball in the hoop. When it's, just a bit too close to, unfortunately, Travis Wood again. And Giroretto drawn for contact. See, little things like this where you can give obstruction, contact, slows the play down, but means that, as Killy just nearly messes up that pass. Just going to calm yourself down. Looks like Coach Brian Lyons might be making a change here at goal defence. Corey Haskell going off for a well-deserved rest after coming up against Tom Hedricks and Brodie Roberts.
And we were saying just before, obviously, about those couple of penalties in a row. It really lets off the hard work that you're doing.
Yeah.
It gives an attacking chance a chance to set up a play, a clear structure, and it also means someone's potentially out of play. Al Punchin ripping that through. Beautiful line at the ball.
Looks like Kalen Barden who's come back on. Yeah,
it might have just been a bit of an education experience there that Brian Lyons was doing with Corey Haskell. Go and have a look here, see how you go. Come and have a sit off now for a moment. You're now knowing what to expect. Vintage there, Brodie Roberts. We love that little look away flick. Such finesse. Oh, Nate Wood so high. Incredible. And coming on court is the young fella, Saxon Hay. Often goes for the plats mid-tournament just to protect that long hair. Seen it in the past, that wavy locks that he has. Trying to inject a bit of energy into their attack line. Too much energy, though, from Ben Clark. Not even Aylin Davis, with all his speed, could get to it.
Brodie Roberts already calling 2 here for his team to make sure they convert this turnover, and then the centre pass afterwards.
And brief miscommunications, not something you often say about Roberts and Richardson together. Oh, tough ball, gets tapped in. Roberts manages to get back on court. Beautifully there. 2 in a row with the centre pass. And with the blink of an eye, this margin has gone out to 7. 37-30, it is halfway through this third quarter. And maybe it is a bit of that misdiscipline, maldiscipline, not sure what the correct version of that is from the South Australians, but also Victorians cleaning up a bit of their work. They've lifted their defensive pressure. You've seen them run a wall a couple of times here from the centre pass.
There it is. I saw one.
Got to see one. It's wonderful to watch, isn't it? He just sweeps with such a beautiful angle.
Yeah. And it's not like it's really a sharp turn all of a sudden, and that's just an unbelievable ball.
The thing I also liked about that from Liam Kiley, and he might not have done this in a previous year, was how loose he kept the opposite arm. He wasn't holding with it.
Yeah.
He used his body to keep the hold, which meant Nate Wood had no way of getting around despite the beautiful leap from him.
She's out by 10 goals now. 15-goal quarter so far for Victoria, whereas South Australia only troubled the scorers 5 times. And this is the quarter. They always say the premiership quarter where this is the difference between a championship and not. Again, little characteristic drop there by Aylin Davis, sorry.
And this is the pressure that can come from a couple of these experienced boys, is they know how to just keep that intensity, keep that pressure. That's when those moments like that drop ball can happen, just from someone with heaps of energy but not quite as much of experience. We'll learn from that for sure. Liam Kiley. Oh, Nate Wood going up through the middle of the net, just getting a little touch on it.
But I think also Nate Wood doing that sort of shows Liam Kiley, mate, I can do that. If you want to think you can get past me that easy, I can show you I can show a few more tricks I've got up my sleeve as well.
It's good to have that threat. It does put some doubt in that goaler's mind at times. Wood just not finding anyone out in front. Hay and Davis there just doing a lot of crossover. Maybe need to short it up. They've both got the speed to burn. Needing to use it a little bit more wisely. And someone else normally with speed to burn. Riley Richardson just slowing down for a moment there. Timing it does Roberts. Almost released it from the ground.
But he's thrown something that probably SA hadn't expected him to do there. He probably, in previous instances, would have taken that pass himself and had a crack at that shot. But just doing something simple like as you saw. Ball off the ground, nice high straight feed into Liam Kiley.
Oh, and speaking of high, Brodie Roberts on that shot. Incredible height on it. I think that might have gone higher than Tom Hardwick's one earlier in the game, and that was bringing down the rafters. But these moments of flair and opportunity come when you do the discipline work. I do refer to it a bit as the old Melbourne Storm technique, where people would often call them a bit boring in the NRL. But they grind, and then the moments for flair and excitement come. And that's a moment for flair and excitement. Nate Wood want to see it from a goalkeeper. But it was Caleb Barnden just being called for the obstruction, I think. Roberts checking where the penalty is. Wood going, I'll try and throw an arm up. I could barely get him around Liam Kiley. Oh, was that just enough on it? Roberts has got to be careful with the number of these he is doing. They won't keep coming off as he overshoots back to the ring. But gets another opportunity with the penalty. A lot of excitement coming from a South Australian game in behind us. You may hear that on the commentary as well.
Yeah, that's Shane Avon behind us, fanatical Queensland supporter Shane. He was definitely in ahead of us here watching this game, Vic, when New South, but he's turned his attention over to the SA Queensland 23's game, which is happening behind us.
Oh, needs to keep looking down court. Riley Richardson, but beautiful drive nevertheless. Hedricks has returned to goal defence, contributing part of that drive. Oh, that was a fantastic jump. I know it was a great release then from Roberts, but Caleb Barden, I like the variety on that. It was two hands over the shot. He held it for a long time. Nate Wood, that vert is, like we know. Oh, there he is!
The block. Oh, what a block there.
He timed that beautifully. It was still on its way up as well. Hadn't quite got on the way down. Liam Kiley even appreciates it, gives him a little bit of a tap. But some credit where credit's due.
It's a play like that the South Australian team could look at and go, geez, well, if Nate Wood's still giving 110% like that, we probably need to do the same with him.
And you know what? At a point in this game, third quarter, yes, it's now out to, well, it's blown out to 16, but I want to see a bench up and about there.
Yeah, absolutely.
People letting him know about it. It just puts a little bit of something in the opposition mind when you get up and about.
Yeah.
And there has been a change also for South Australia in that goal circle. Corey Hasgard, who had a bit of a float down in defence before, now having a float in the goal attack position. Giorgetto in the wing attack now, after seeing him in centre earlier.
That goalpost has reinforced steel underneath it, because it's had a couple of run-ins today with a few players running straight into it.
It wouldn't be the first Queensland hosted tournament that a host has had a few big fellas go through it. And South Australia now wanting to just finish this quarter well, wanting someone to come forward. Gets the angle, slow on the release speed, it finds it there. Oh, well done there, Fowler. I like that little offload. He knew he was off balance, managed to peg it back.
Minute 20 left to go in this third quarter here. Victoria have been clinical with 23 goals in a quarter. I mean, it's if my math serves me correctly, Matthew, that is more than a goal a minute.
I believe your maths does serve you correctly, and if it doesn't, we'll say it did. That is fantastic speed, and that shows margins can go so quickly at this level. 15 minutes is a long time. Teams can score within 10 seconds very easily. And speaking of scoring easily, will they do it, South Australia? Not quite. Too much on it from Fowler. He tries to keep it in, but Riley Richardson on the loose one. Oh, and that is great defensive effort there from Hasgard. Fran's just making it look like maybe there's called, man, the burst of speed. Little flick. Kylie going, oh, I think a bit too far out for what I want at this point in time. Make no mistake, he can turn and shoot from there as well.
20 seconds to go here. Love to see him try and get one more goal before the end of the third quarter here.
And should not be waiting for a call there. The Victorians, there's not a lot of time. But with the new rule, you just got to get it for the release just before that siren. Oh, what a jump there, Wood. Contact. Did the goal go in? No, it didn't, but then it does after the penalty. Liam, Kylie, what a quarter from the Victorians. South Australians just not able to put the same volume on that they had in those first couple. Oh, what are your takeaways from that third quarter?
26 goals to 8. That's a 26 to 8 quarter. 18 goals ahead. I mean, it's that premiership quarter we spoke about, but I need to take a breath. After seeing a few things, I need rest.
And rest we will. Stay with us though, we've got some sponsors coming up. Give them a shout out and support. We'll join you again shortly.
Let me show you how to get it like me, get it like me, cause the best is what I really might be. Let me show you how to get it. You wanna be like this, you wanna be like this.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter here in the men's open division between the Southern Dragons and Victoria. Score in that quarter became 33-51 after being 25 apiece at halftime. If you're after any of the results from any of our other games, jump on to Play HQ, look up Australian Men's and Mixed Netball Association and go into the championship divisions. All the results are there. And if you're joining us on the Queensland Suns Facebook page, which I imagine you are, or re-watching it on at a later point in time, you've been watching a ripper of a match, and then what had been so super tight, a clinical third quarter for the most part from the Victorian side. If you're Coach Brian Lyons at that break, what are you saying to your side, Timmy?
I just think it's all about, you know, let's try and start, you know, little bit by little bit, you know, with a 26-8 goal quarter there. Okay, right, let's get back to within 15. Let's get back within 10. Because you're not going to get come all the way back in the first 5 minutes. It's but slowly working your way through. But it looks like they've made a couple of changes here, South Australia. Looks like you've got Hasgard and Brendan in at goal in the defensive circle. Saxon Hay staying on at centre. And I saw Aiden Davis has moved to goal attack, but he actually did a lovely drive in the circle there to open the account for SA.
And that is the thing, it's those little targets. It'll be something like, let's have another one where we keep Victoria to 10 maybe, to under that 15 mark. Let's stop them scoring so quickly. Oh, cross court, Adam Franz stays onside. The ball stayed in. People waiting for a call. This is when I never don't wait for anything. You can't assume that the ball has gone out of court. Someone needs to chase it up, and that's what South Australia did. But then the defensive pressure has come back. Saxon Hay, though, through the middle. Davis, quick little hands. He'll work his way back in, straight to post. Does not miss on his first attempt. He's a nifty little goaler, is Aiden Davis. He'll try and use his speed to his advantage there. Selling the fake Richardson on the swing, opens it up for Roberts. Kylie, though, casual as anything on his shot, and it sinks. Pass across the line is Giaretto. Just getting in the way, though, is Richardson. He knew it. He couldn't quite get out of there. Byron flying through, couldn't quite get the angle he wanted. Clearly preferencing that left foot. It was Davis on the split. His second for the match. Oh, just lost the eyes for a moment there. Kylie thought he was doing the right thing by coming out, but Roberts thought he was at post.
So this is the first of their turnovers for the quarter. Make sure, if South Australia need to capitalise right now, convert it, and then let's get it back for our centre pass. But as you can see, New South really clogging up this middle channel here, not letting him get the ball out of into the goal third.
And a lot of defensive pressure. Look at all the space they're taking up. Roberts stays onside somehow, but the hands from JB, Josh Byron. Excuse us if we ever say the wrong names, wrong states or anything. Few games happening at once, and we are calling a couple of different ones. But it is South Australia and Victoria really battling it out here. Fowler with the unfortunate miss. I'm not sure with his shooting action what's getting worked on there, because that layup does work for him most of the time, but probably needs to learn that little just normal action. Yeah. Roberts with the perhaps carry call on that one. Every now and then he does it on the take. And look at this press setup from the Victorians, running a six of sorts, looking long, not seeing Josh Byron though. But the Victorians see him and then they connect. Franz on the end. Kylie wants this one, should sink it. He does.
He certainly does. Fantastic shot there, Liam Kylie.
That was a great transition.
Yeah, great transition of play. Again, there was nothing flash. There wasn't a real high ball in, but it was just a good ball from Brody Robertson and Riley Richardson working their way into the circle.
Do the basics well and you will be rewarded. And that was a nice hold there by Fowler. He's really used that tee hold for the backspace, his second of the quarter. 54-37, 5 minutes gone. Just waiting for something. Roberts just glides in the circle, casual as you could be. South Australia barely noticing. And then Richardson releases and runs off the court for the swap to the smiling Jaden Cowling.
Wing defence breaking call there, Travis Wood there.
Oh, it's a sporting trope in itself, the coach killer that is a wing defence break. Oh, little hold off there, Kylie. Maybe just going, I think he's riding on me. Finishes though. Going for 3 in a row here, Vix. Franz with the cross court. And just able to place it much better than Roberts. When you got the front hold, it's hard to find the defensive space. Jake Noonan just flying through, almost gets it. He knew he was just a smidge late on that. Giretto steps it forward, places in. Hendricks throws everything he has at it, but the little tap then from Noonan. Byron picks it up. Looking down the court as Hardwick has now come on court. Keeping some speed there as well. An opportunity for this combination to go together. Hardwick sinks his first of the quarter. And look at Wood just trying to ride Franz. Interesting technique if you're not going to keep it going for the next passage of play. Kylie, though, no question from him. 5 goals straight up this quarter for the Vics in a row. Spatial defence here from the Victorians. South Australian wanting something. Davis out wide, begging for it, just kind of floating around. Saxon Hay, his little turn. Davis will put this up.
Oh, good tip there by Josh Byron there. Just unfortunate, straight into Matt Fowler's hands. Definitely got a tip on that. He'll call that a block later on, I reckon.
Look, it's definitely some kind of acknowledgement from a defender. And Davis knew that his release wasn't quite where he wanted it to be. And a little smirk and tongue out afterwards. That's where a release wants to be, though, from Adam Franz. He gets a beautiful finish there. Now all of a sudden it is 60 goals, which is a good amount in any match, but we've still got 7.5 minutes to go, Timmy.
Look, if you score 60 goals in a game, you're winning more games than you'll lose. You know, especially when you've got the high volume shooter like you've got Liam Kelly there, you've got Chris Allen who was on before as Cameron Allen. Sorry, if you're putting a good volume in, you're going to win games. But I'll tell you one guy I'd love to be right now, as you can see. Nate Wood stalking on the sideline. He's pacing back and forth. I reckon he's done about 10,000 steps so far, just walking back and forth behind the bench there.
Not the first player I've known to do that either. A couple players just need that. They've got that energy of wanting to still be out there, even though sometimes they need a little bit of a rest.
Yeah. But for Brian Lyons, just probably a bit of preservation here. Probably needs to make sure his goalkeeper is looked after. He's got a couple more games, big games this week. And especially with the new final series as well, with all 6 teams with the potential of making a grand final. Well, obviously 1 and 2 getting the bye, 3 and 6 playing each other, and 4 and 5 as well.
Yeah, you've got to be there at the end of the week.
You've got to be there at the
That's
end of the week,
answer,
absolutely. Yeah.
And you want someone like a Nate Wood there at the end of the week for you if you are the Dragons. Hendricks comes flying. Says the umpire got a little hand on it. A few of the Victorian players don't agree, but they get on with it. Dragons keep going. We've had the change in centre. I didn't notice before. Oh, sorry, it's only just happened. Saxon Hay looks like he's gone to the sideline maybe to get some fresh strapping done. And that is Aaron Sykes. Sorry, his name was just a little bit harder to read on this occasion. My eyesight is not what it used to be. But the eyesight of Tom Hardwick certainly was there as he nails that one. Jed-eyed. The ball was on into the circle from Davis to Fowler, but just not quite the right angle on it as Josh Byron peeled around, got some hands. And this is where a couple of those moments of needing to respect who you got in behind you. You got a Josh Byron there. Respect what he's going to do with your ball placement.
Yeah. That's just great play there from Tom Hardwick. Drawing the defenders to him with a fake and then easy feed over the top to Liam Kelly.
And then after that effort, Josh Byron, have a seat, son. And Al Punchin returns to the court. I'm not sure if it's a rest for him in goalkeeper as opposed to a goal defence bib. Nevertheless, see how that goes. Adam France just wanting something. Just getting in the prop, a couple of these players there. We just saw Hardwick, Cowling, both just trying body and prop. Needed a drive, but they finished through Kylie. 65-41, under 5 to go. Hardwick ends up with the ball. Little balk there. That's a lovely offload as well. I thought myself he was going for that shot.
Yeah.
Travis Wood, that's a beautiful hand. Even had the backhand out a little bit as a bit of protection, but wasn't actually touching the body. Freehand, lovely on the release. France just waiting for the option to come forward. Hendricks is it on the line.
Again, just a back foot release there by Adam France. Sort of letting you back in, obviously, from the connection last year in reserve men's. Easy money there for Liam Kelly as Vic take a 67-41 lead here with about 3.5 minutes left to go in this fourth and final quarter.
Now, what I'd like to see from Davis on that sort of occasion is clearing out and coming back. He was just sort of propped with a couple of step away and coming out. And that's at this level, you can't just do that. You've got to make a drive and draw a player with you. A great finish there, Fowler. Kylie almost the full layup. Massive haul from him in this second half. I'd give you what it is, but I can't count that high.
It's lots. It's definitely a lot.
It's more than 3, which is what all of us that have ever umpired netball, or certainly many of the players seem to think they can count to 3, would say. Oh, strongly pushing back Fowler. I like that. He's just really strongly holding his presence. And Hedricks just got caught in on the body. Just under 3 to go. Fran's connection. That's a tough one there. Hardwick's got to take that without waiting for the contact in the men's open level. Even though it was the contact called. Oh, unfortunate. It's out top of the circle, tap. Offside or contact, not sure which of it is, but either way, it's South Australia's ball. Ronan Pring on in that wing defence, having a great crack. And just resetting the penalty. Jaden Cowling out of play. Pring trying to hedge his bets on where the ball was going. Fowler though, he knew where it was going.
2 to go here left in this final quarter. Victoria currently leading South Australia 68-44.
And that's nice top of the circle from Sykes. Finds the front placed Fowler. That is a nice classic netball play there. Just working that angle to top, waiting for something to open.
Probably a flatter ball there than I think Jaden Kelly's trying to throw there. I think if Nate Wood was in that circle, that would have been picked off pretty easily.
It may have been picked off indeed. He loves to have the fly. But occasionally that flat ball is on, especially if you've been given a couple of loopy ones.
Yeah.
Catch the eyes down, quick release. Defenders don't have time to react to it. Oh, and speaking of not react, well, Fowler couldn't quite react fast enough. Al Punching could. We've seen him rip in a few of those though, Fowler. Strong takes, but punching with the hands. Kylie now under the post for his 11th goal.
60 seconds left here. Vic cracking the 70 mark.
Nice turn and take Cowling after a little prop from Hardwick. Probably would have liked to see him just take that straight away.
Yeah.
Knowing that he had a little bit of momentum. Kylie though, needs to sink those. A lot of noise in behind us. Exciting game happening. It is not being broadcast. We will try and get you that result if we can. But there is 30 seconds to go in this men's open match. Fowler once again finding the ball. It is, for those playing at home, it is 1 goal in it between South Australia and Queensland in the 23 and under division. With South Australia 1 up. Queensland is supporting them like no tomorrow. But over here with 9 seconds to go, Liam Kylie with the long run.
South Australia nearly probably just get 1 more goal here for the for and against. But when you've got Al Punch and Jake Hedricks in there, hard to top that.
So hard to top that. That was a wonderful, wonderful match up there. Victoria punishing the Dragons in the second half. Fantastic first half, it must be said, about the Dragons. All credit to them. for what effort they put in, but the Victorians just brought it in the second half. Timmy, what did you think of that match?
Look, I think, you know, if it's a game of two halves. The first half, South Australia held their own really well, but the second half, Victoria put on 47 goals in the second half. And that's where you're going to see a team that, like Victoria, who just capitalised on scoreboard pressure alone. 47-21 just in the second half alone. You know, if you look at the first half of South Australia, you know, Nat Wood was strong. Fowler in the circle was brilliant. But again, when you've got 4 or 5 Kelpies in your squad that Victoria have, and then the likes of Liam Kiley, who just holds that position and shoots volume, it's a tough game. It's a tough game to play netball.
And netball can be a tough game. And you see, as we're finishing up, the circle just moved across to the side there, doing the lovely thing there by Tom Cross, who's in the boot, trying to make him not walk as far. This is what you love to see. Men's Mixed Netball Championships coming to you live. We still have more action tonight. Another open men's match. It is Queensland versus WA next. Make sure you join us then. But for now, I've been Matthew Blomley.
I've been Timmy O'Rourke.
Good night.
Cheers, Broms.